You're listening to the Freio
Music Podcast.
To the Freio Music
Podcast.
Welcome back to another episode of the Freio Music Podcast. The featured artist in this episode is Snug Boy. Snug Boy, aka Pedro, is from Angola and is the first African artist to be featured on the podcast to date. Pedro's story is amazing. He was a war refugee as a young child and started his musical career writing lyrics for other artists, and now has come full circle and is singing and rapping and writing his own lyrics. He created Snug Boy not too long ago, and the tracks that have been released to date are very powerful. His newest single, Love Matters, is out now. Check it out. It also is accompanied by an amazing music video with really powerful imagery. It's an impactful song, and I think you will enjoy it. So you'll hear a few snippets and previews of the song, but go check it out. Snug Boy, you can check him out on social media and on YouTube for the video. I hope you enjoy this interview as much as I do. Stay tuned.
Yeah, this is Snug Boy, and you are listening to Freio Music Podcast. My full name is Pedro Martinho Bernabe, and I go by the name Snug Boy. Yeah.
Great. And where are you from, Pedro, initially?
I'm from Angola. I was originally born in Angola, and I'm from the south part of the country, or south part of Angola, which is a place called Lubango.
Great. And how big is that city?
It's not that big. It's not that big. It's actually a small country with small numbers of town. Small number of towns. It's not that big. I think the capital city, Luanda, is much bigger than my province or my place.
Great. So you got to forgive my curiosity because I've never been to Angola and I really don't know much about it. So I'm going to ask a few questions that might be obvious to you. But so I'm just curious about the music scene in Angola. Is radio popular, or is everything online nowadays? I know you're on all the social networks.
Well, at the moment, it's more, I think, on the both sides, radio popular and social media as well, because we have a couple of radio stations which are also like open to support established and upcoming artists. And we also have a big numbers of social media users, which artists are as well sending their music, promoting their music, and receiving also, good feedbacks from people using the medias.
Let's go back into your early history. Tell me about your first musical memory.
It was 2012 because that's when I actually started recording, because I used to work with friends who were already on the music scene, but for me it was more about follow them to the shows, and they used to rely on me as well for their compositions, because I think at the time I was too much focused on writing songs for other people and my friends, actually. And one of those days we went to the studio, and one of them said, "Hey, man, we need a couple more bars. And what about Pedro? Why don't you put some lines? You could try, and maybe it might feed and sounds good." And I told them that I'm not really ready. I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready for that. And I also didn't have that confidence that if I go to the booth, I would do something like great because I also didn't want to spoil the music, the sound. And they insisted, and I went to the booth, and yeah, I recorded, and everybody was laughing, and I was like, okay, what are these people laughing? I'm doing my best because I'm not at that time. I was not too much on singing stuff. It was more about writing, and they were laughing. So I got out of the booth, and I asked the guys, why are you guys laughing?" And they were like, "No, it's okay, it's okay. It's just that you are the way you're switching the flows and all that. I mean, it's not coming out well. Why don't you do this instead of doing that?" And I was like, "Okay, cool." So I went back to the booth, and I kept repeating the same mistakes over and over again. And I later on got disappointed because I was they were trying to push me, and I think the problem with me was the confidence, which I didn't have, and I didn't end up recording because I thought I was doing actually my best. I was doing my best, but they kept laughing, and I was like, okay, maybe this is not my take. It's not my stuff. So I left the booth, and I went to sit on the other side of the studio, and people were just laughing. But don't worry, you're going to improve. You just need to practice. And it was actually, I wouldn't say it was good, but it was bad because I got embarrassed. I got disappointed. I didn't want to go to the booth. They insisted me to do that, and I went there. They were laughing, and I was like, "Oh, it's not really my take. I should not do that." And it was like kind of funny for them. But yeah, I got disappointed, embarrassed. But yeah, later on, I had to improve when music passion really touched my blood. And yeah,
Well, tell me about that. When did the music passion touch your blood?
it was actually in 2012 as well, end of
Okay.
2012, because it's when I recorded one of after that scene in the studio. I was like, okay, there's people laughed at me. That's cool. And I'm writing my songs. Okay, so end of 2012, that's when I was like, okay, see, since I had a few or couple compositions or lyrics, I told myself, okay, now I'm going to teach myself how to sing. So I used to practice, and I went to the studio. I kept like practicing, and until one of those days, I remember it was end of the year. I think probably in October or December. I went to the studio, and I did my first music, my first recording, and it was perfect. Yeah.
That's awesome. And how did you teach yourself to sing? Was there anybody helping you, or were you recording yourself? How do you kind of self-reflect?
Well, it was actually friends. Friends. I had friends who were already on the scene, who are like producers as well. So they were my mentor. They were the ones coaching me because at the time, I wanted to do a little bit of everything. I wanted to do like a mixture of hip hop or rap and R&B, but it was, I think, because of my voice. I think so. R&B was not working because the output was not like that. Wow, and so I had these friends who were on the scene. I had this producer who was also a close friend of mine who was like telling me, "Listen, why don't you do just hip hop because you could do your rap stuff, but not R&B because of your voice, because I don't think it's really your vibe." So they were there as a mentor, and they were also there to coach me until today. Yeah.
Great. And who was that producer that you were working with?
It was Da Vinci. First was Da Vinci, and Later, I met two other guys, Shizzy and Netbeat, and these guys are still working with me till today. And we really established this close connection and friendship. So we're always together in the studio. When I have something to do in the studio, I make sure I have M the Porn, because M the Porn is also one of those friends, one of those guys who is always there to support, to coach me as well in the studio. So I make sure I have M the Porn. I have either Da Vinci, because Da Vinci owns a studio, and Shizzy and Ed Beat also have a studio. So I make sure I have this guy. So I record on this guy's studio because they know me, they coach me well, and yeah, that's why I have this results or output on the music.
That's awesome. So, when did you start writing lyrics before you jumped in the sound booth that first time or in the studio?
It was in 2010. That's when I started. That's when I started.
And what inspires your lyrics? What got you started?
Uh, when I was in the primary school, I used to do poetry. I used to do poetry, and I think I think it was a little bit good because people used to say that. I used to get like invited for, I used to get invited to perform. I used to get invited to like co-write scenes for other people as well. And so when I met my friends who were already doing music, and I was like, okay, this guys are doing music, and I'm writing, which is cool for me. And later, I was like, okay, why can I do like two things, right? Write my songs, and or bring my lyrics into music, because it was like, okay, I'm writing poems and all that. Why can't I put this into music so people could maybe reflect to what I'm writing poetry wise on the music?
That's awesome. And were there anybody who kind of helped you get going, at least making the connection between poetry and music?
Uh, yes, actually, two friends. Puff, I have this friend on Puff, and this was back in Namibia because I lived in Namibia as well. It was this friend of mine called Puff, who was already like advanced with his music career because he was part of a famous group I remember back then, and since I also used to help him writing, so uh, that's when he said, "Why can't you like okay, cool, uh, use your poetry and try to like explain your stuff into your music so everybody could like relate to them. Everybody could like hear the message what you write on your poems, and yeah."
That's great. So, when did Snug Boy start? Was that in 2012?
Snug Boy, yes, Snug Boy started in 2012.
So, I think that's amazing. I mean, you started out writing lyrics and you got, for lack of a better term, laughed out of the booth in
Yeah.
2012. But you had such a fast turnaround to get the confidence to start your own project. So, were there any big kind of epiphanies or insights that enabled you to get the confidence that you needed to start your own project?
Uh, yes, because when I like from the moment I went with my friends to the studio, and uh, they insisted, and some people actually believed I could do like that, I could do more, and what I really needed, it was like more confidence, and try to work out, practice, because they also, I believe they also saw this talent in me. I was like, okay, I started like doing it myself, forcing myself, practicing alone at home, see if I could like get better, and with their support every day when we were together writing songs, when we were together in the studio, despite I was just there watching them recording, but I was like there supporting the guys with whatever lyric or punchline or bars, whatever was like necessary for them to complete the verse. So I think that really helped me a lot to get that confidence, because I later believed it was possible for me to do uh, the same thing they were doing, because they had the passion. They had that passion before me, and they were already in the music scene before me. And so when I started feeling that passion also running through my blood, I was like, okay, I think I can also do it. It's possible because they are doing it. And I think it worked well because of the talent. I think because of the talent that was already within me, so it was like kind of easy for me to adapt, for me to fix myself, gain that confidence, and start doing my own music. Yeah.
And when you walk into the music studio, do you are there any thoughts that run through your mind that help you prepare, or is there a warm up that you do that helps you get in the right mindset?
Yeah, warm up. What I usually do when I get to the studio, I ask whoever is the producer that day. I ask the guys to play an instrumental or a beat, and it doesn't like necessarily need to be my instrumental or my beat, as long as it's something on that same vibe, and yeah, on the same vibe, and I start warming up just to do like couple freestyle and all that, and yeah, that's when I like warm up, and I find myself ready to go to the booth, and yeah, I actually do warm up. I actually do that.
And what does that mean to you? Like, how do you warm up over that instrumental? You just sing
Yes,
notes or words?
it's just words, just words, just words. It's just for me to get into the vibe. That's all, because you will find artists who go to the studio, and for them to warm up, it takes like about maybe an hour. But people are different. Some
Yep.
people take them 10 minutes. Some people take them like maybe 30 minutes, an hour, and some people will maybe do it straight away because uh, they practice like every day. They practice like every day, which is not my case, because I work 8 hours Monday to Friday. And so to go to the studio on the weekends when I have time, I need to like get that inspiration. I need to be on the vibe. So it really needs to be like something that will like keep me alive, work, and it's like an instrumental or a beat, and I'm there, throwing some words just to get into the mood, just to get into the vibe. Yeah, and that's easy for me.
Great. And if you don't mind me asking, what do you do 8 hours a day for your day job?
That's okay. I'm actually a transport manager for LISA or LIS, which is Luanda International School. I work with them now. I'm working with them for about 2 years, for about 2 years and a half. Yeah, 2 years and a half, and yeah, I'm currently working as transport manager, and this is from Monday to Friday. So I only find time to do music on the weekends, and sometimes after work as well. Sometimes after work as well, because it's like I live music every day. This part going to work early in the morning, and get out of work. I start at 8 and I finish at 4 because of traffic jams. Sometimes I get home a little bit late, but there's one thing that I can't live without. There's one thing I can like go to bed without doing is turning on my laptop and hear my music, hear some of the beats, and sometimes I even do start writing my stuff when I'm driving to work.
That's awesome. Well, I'm hoping that you're writing your work in your head as you're driving and not on pen and paper.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Um, so when you're writing lyrics, I mean, your lyrics are not surface level. They are very deep. You know, you're speaking about uniting the world and people coming together, and obviously your track "Love Matters" speaks for itself. But how are you able to bring forth all this energy into your music when, you know, I'm sure somebody's cutting you off on the road or honking at you or the chaos around you? How do you kind of get yourself into the mindset that is needed to write those lyrics?
Uh, I'm very focused. I'm a very focused person when it comes to music, especially after I gained that confidence and I told myself I could like do more. I could do more, and beside of just writing trash things, I could maybe do like uh, good lyrics and because there's one thing I'll tell you. Before I used to do just rap. I was just rapping, just rapping. It was more about my lifestyle, other people's lifestyle. Uh, it was more about car. It was more about drinks and all that. And later on, I started like listening too much of Bob Marley's song, and Bob Marley, Lucky Dube. I started listening to Bob Marley's sons, grandsons, and they're actually my heroes. They're actually my heroes, and I started listening to their music, to their message. It was actually more about the message, and I later on, for some reason, decided to like switch because I was like, okay, I'm on a hip hop scene, and I talk about my lyrics. I talk about drinks, alcohol, or whatever. I talk about uh, girls. I talk about clubs. I talk about parties and all that. And one of these days, I asked myself a question: is this really worthy? I know it's commercial music, but it was not really something I wanted to do for a long period of time because with the uh, negative events happening in the world, talking about racism, discrimination, which is happening everywhere in the world, discrimination, corruption, and tribalism. And there was like a recent event that happened last year in Libya, immigrants being sold, treated like slave and all that. I was like, oh my God, that really touched my heart. And I remember I was watching Al Jazeera TV that day. I was at home, I was alone, I was watching Al Jazeera. And I saw that because they were like fully broadcasting the events or the happenings in Libya or things that were happening in the world with refugees, with the immigrants. And it really touched my heart. And I was like, oh my God, no, I think we really need to make a change. People need to change. I think people need to like love more. We need to like invest in love. We need to promote love because I think all these bad things happening in the world, they're happening because of true love, because of the lack of love, true love. That's when and even before that, if I don't know whether you had a chance to look at some of my old recordings as well. I have Cold War.
Why we suffering and why we dying? Why we starving and children crying? Why we hating and not Nigeria, Mr. President.
Somebody go stop the war, make it serious. You na. Can we really credible from Liberia? Yes, man, Lord. Don't take my life away, because you got the power. There's too many people dying every hour.
If we stick together, we gon' be alright. If we stick together,
I
things will be
have Mandela. I
alright.
have some other tracks where I'm talking about these social issues which is really affecting the world lately, because I believe because people don't love each other, because we don't care. People don't care lately. People killing each other for no reason. People hating other people for no reason. And I was like, okay, I think this is my take. I think I'm tired of writing about club, about goals, about money, because at the end of the day, I think it makes no sense. Because I was writing, I was singing about things I didn't even know. I was like, no, oh my God, I think the world needs to change. And I think I can also do my part. I could also play a role in this one. And this was through a music message. And that's why I came with the idea to, that same day, I started writing that same day. When I saw that, I was even on tears. I was crying because I couldn't believe that people were shooting other people, refugees, immigrants who left their countries because of war, not because they were going to steal other people's jobs, but they were just escaping or leaving their places because of war. So they were looking for shelter, water, and all that, and not taking other people's job. But they were mistreated. They were being killed even, and that really shocked me. And I was crying. I was on tears, and I was like, no. I need to write something. And that's where, when I started writing a few bars or lines that same day, and the following day, I started to make a plan for the song or for the music project, Love Matter. And since I know of a few artists here, I was like, okay, I need to make sure that this message is spread around the world, because we're talking about love and hate. And I think people really need to change. We need to change. We need to love more. We need to stop hating. And since the world is big and we have like a lot of different languages in the world, although we have the main ones or dominant languages in the world, I was like, okay, to make this, to make sure we send out this message to the world, we need to make sure, or I need to make sure that I have a Spanish singer, I have vocalist, I have a Portuguese vocalist, English vocalist, Arabic vocalist, and French as well. I tried Swahili because Swahili is also a big language in Africa. It's well spoken, but I couldn't find this vocalist, so I had to go with the people or the vocalists that I found. So I wanted to make sure we have this diverse language to make sure the message is spread around the world.
We feel your pain, together we stand, cause love is the answer.
لا للحرب كلنا شعب واحد، اسلام ومسيحية كلنا شعب واحد. حطوا الايدين مع بعض، خلينا كلنا نكون لبعض. نحنا ما بدنا الا الحرية.
Why too much hating? Why too much fighting? Let's stay together, cause love is the answer. Love is the answer.
amor es la clave. El amor
Speaking to the world
conquistará.
And I love the fact that you included all those languages. It really adds character and worldliness to the song that cannot possibly be done in one language.
Yes, yeah.
So that's amazing. I really commend your work. And I also love that some of your videos have translations because not everybody speaks all those languages. So for somebody like me, that's very helpful. And
All right, that's cool.
and just out of curiosity, do you speak multiple languages?
Well, I did speak Portuguese. English, and I have basic French as well. Yeah, and Afrikaans, which is it's close to Dutch, because I lived in Namibia for some years, and Afrikaans is also a big language in Namibia. I think it's the second main language that is spoken there after English, because English is their official language, and they have Afrikaans is the second main language because of the German people who colonized, I think, Namibia. So they left the Afrikaans language in the country, and yeah, so it's basically English, Portuguese, have basic French, and also basic Afrikaans.
Yeah, that's great. Well, that's impressive to me how many languages you're able to speak. So, when did you move there as a youth?
I moved there as a youth. I was born in Angola, and due to the conflicts, a war in Angola in 1992, yeah, 1992, my parents, my father, he was actually linked to a party as well, political party, and there was the opposition party at that time. So when the war broke or started, our lives were in danger because my parents were from the opposition party. So he had to like rush us to Namibia because at that time it was like the closest country. He could move us to save our life or his family. So yeah, it was in 92, 93 actually.
How old were you then?
I think it was 11. I think it was 11. Yeah, I think it was 11. Yeah.
Wow. And how was it starting kind of from scratch in a new country?
Well, it was very difficult to adapt because I was young, and I didn't speak English. I didn't like really speak and understand. I really didn't know like nothing about English. It was at that time Portuguese, and I was young. I moved with my family, and the good thing is that we moved there, and that same period, some other Angolan families were also moving to Namibia, running or escaping the war. So it was like kind of easy for me to adapt, but this was like in our community because I had some Angolan friends who were also the same age as me that time, who were also like, who were forced to run or maybe escape from the country because of the war. And we were like together in that same community. And later, well, I had to go to school. I had to go to school, and I think because I was also very committed to English. I wanted to learn English to facilitate my communication with people living there, Namibian people. So I had to really get committed. I had to like do hard and to learn, and it was cool because I didn't like took like a year to start communicating with other people in English. I was very committed, and He ended up learning very fast. Yeah.
That's awesome. And when did you move back to Angola?
I moved back to Angola officially in 2000 and 2000. Well, not officially. I came to Angola after I moved to Angola in '93. I returned to Angola in 2003 or 2003, but that was just it was actually for vacation because I wanted to come back to meet my family, my other family, people I didn't know before we moved to Namibia, and also to check the country because I was old already. I was already of age, so I wanted to come and see how Angola was doing that time following the conflicts of the war. And then I moved back and officially returned to Angola in 2008 or 2008.
That's great. And how is Angola doing now from the ground?
Oh, very well. Very well. And I think we really needed to have this new era. We've seriously needed to leave these new times because we just recently had the presidential elections. And although the new elected president, belongs to the same party as his successor or predecessor. Sorry, his predecessor, but is actually changing everything here. People are happy. Is giving people hope, and I think we really doing great with him. He's really working hard, and all the promises that he made during his presidential campaign is really being fulfilled. And yeah, I think with him we see a bigger window of hope in the future because it's really doing well, and what he's doing is really meeting our expectations. Yeah.
That's great to hear.
Yeah, he's doing great. He's doing great.
So I want to now dive into your songs, at least just a couple of them. So Madiba is a tribute to Nelson Mandela. Why did you choose that person to make a tribute for?
Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela because for what he has done to Africa, initially to Africa, and to the world. Nelson Mandela, he was a great person. He was a great man, and when I started studying Nelson Mandela stories or history, when I started learning about Nelson Mandela, the reasons behind why he was locked up for 27 years and what he did after he was given freedom, and despite being incarcerated or locked up for no reason. This is what I think. This is what I think based on history. He go out of prison, and instead of fighting back the oppressors, I'll use this word, people, the white people that time, or send them to jail. He did not fight them back. He did not revenge himself for what they have done to him, because we're talking about 27 years in prison, and that's a person's life. He was there. He never gave up. He knew he was locked up for no reason, but even that, he was there supporting his people. He got up from prison people expected, and people, I think they some people wanted and some people expected Nelson Mandela to fight back the people who sent them to jail, to revenge for what they were doing during that time of the apartheid. But instead, Nelson Mandela, he called them, he sat with them, and he forgave them as well. He forgave those people, despite to the wrong things they did to the black South African people at that time, and to him included. He reunited South African people. He stopped with discrimination at that time, racism. He brought people together, and the country was not living like good moments at that time, because there was like this segregation of black and white because of the white supremacy at that time in South Africa, because of the apartheid. But Nelson Mandela, since he had a vision, I think he thought, why should I fight these people when we hold the same people? Because despite being sent to jail, not everybody supported that decision that was made to send Nelson Mandela to jail. And I think what he did, coming from jail, forgive people who did wrong to him and unite the whole country to live together as brother, really touched my heart. It really touched me, and I was very, very happy. It was something really great, and it's something that we don't easily find people doing that. Talking about presidents or senior leaders, this is something we don't easily find in the world. But what Nelson Mandela did is something really very remarkable, and this was not only remarkable for Africa but to the whole world. He was a great leader. He was a great leader for me, and also his encouragement to the young people, and not only talking about African youth or people. I think he also changed the world in other ways by encouraging people to be united, people to love each other. For the world to change as well, because we were living, and although we're still living these difficult moments because of hate, because of segregation, discrimination, all that, he was also playing a very, very, very important role. He was promoting love. He was promoting unity, and this is something I really love. This is something I really care, and it really touched my heart, and it made me love Nelson Mandela for all his great work, all his great deed he did before he passed. And I was like, okay, I think we need to write a song about Nelson Mandela, because we need to keep his legacy alive. Yeah, we need to keep his legacy alive, because he's a type of person we shouldn't forget. We shouldn't forget. I wouldn't say we shouldn't forget, in 10, 20, 40, 50 years, because I'm 100% sure even the coming generation, when they hear about Nelson Mandela, people will salute him for what he has done to Africa, his country, and to the world as well. He was really a great man.
Stay stronger, much longer, my diva. Nelson Mandela, you the king, you the inspiration, my generation, the definition of democracy, equality, and unity. We'll never forget all you did to humanity, with loyalty, your memories and victories, and your legacy will still remain. Nelson, cause you're Nelson, cause you're Nelson Mandela, cause you're Nelson. You're Nelson, cause you're Nelson Mandela, cause you're Nelson, cause you're Nelson,
itself in that song. So, it seems to me to be a joyous song. It's almost like a celebration of his life. How were you able to make it, or who did you collaborate with in the studio?
I collaborated with Shizzy, who is one of the persons I did mention before, and the Poem was also there, and my other close friend who is also this good producer, Netbeat, who is just arrived actually here with me. Netbeat is a great guy, and he was there in the studio as a producer, and I also collaborated with Norio Beck, who is a very, very great vocalist in our group or in our team. And yeah, it was actually in the Porn, Netbeat, Shizzy, and Norio, who I appreciate. Yeah, really appreciate it. Yeah.
So let's talk about Love Matters. Now that one, you created a music video for it.
Yeah.
And there is some amazing imagery and video. One that really steps out or strikes me is a little kid reaching out to a UN soldier who's holding a machine gun
Yeah.
and shakes his hand.
Yeah.
And the soldier breaks a smile, and it just seemed like everything changed.
Yeah.
Song or music video?
I wanted to make sure that apart from the recording, we had a great music video as well to show to the world, and the plan was to get put a lot of involvements. We thought about having children in a song. We thought about having, because it's about love. It's about love. So we wanted to make sure that we had love on the song or love in a video, and it was initially not very easy, because it was not very easy to bring everybody together to shoot the video, because not everybody was available, and not everybody was available. But since I didn't want to stop just with the recordings, I had to push. Just for you to have an idea, it actually took me, I think, about 3 months, or let me say 4 months, to bring everybody together and record the video. Despite one of the vocalists on the song, he was never available. I think for personal reason, because he kept saying, "Okay, hey guys, I'll join you guys tomorrow. I'll join you guys tomorrow." But he never showed up. He never showed up, and I was like, "Okay, we are working with this time frame. We need to shoot out the video, and everybody's available except for him." And I thought, okay, I think we need to carry on. We can hold on the project because of one person. We have his voice in the song, but I mean, we can't really keep spinning the video shoot because of him. So I gave him a call, and I told him, listen, we are shooting the video because we can't really wait no longer because of the various attempts that I did. So I had to make sure that I had logistic for everybody there. And it was not easy because, I'm glad that I always I can always count with him, the point, because he was always there to support me. And we managed to get everybody there, makeup artists there. We shot the video. And this was the first day of the video shoot. Was in a studio. Or indoor. And second day, I had to go around the street because we wanted to make sure that we had some impressive and different shoots or scenes on the video. If you look at the video, you will see a big yard where kids are playing football. that scene we shot the following day, the following day of the initial of the video, and they are some footage that I had to buy. Online, and one of them, I'll give you an example, is the one which you just mentioned, where you see children or a kid greeting UN mission soldier. I had to buy some of that because I wanted to make sure that I had the video full and with this good image or good video. And it wasn't easy, but yeah, I made it. I had to, like, every day sit down and write down what was missing, look at what we had already shot and what was missing, if with what we had the video was already okay to be published. And yeah, so I really had to go around and get pieces, bring pieces, shooting and buying as well. And yeah, so we put that together, and we have this output of the video.
Well, it's an amazing piece of art. And I think it brings me back to something you said earlier that stuck out to me and I wrote down. You said, invest in love. And I've never heard that phrase in my life. I find that to be very interesting.
Yeah, I really wanted to have those because I was actually a soldier. It was a soldier, and he had a gun with him. And I think that gesture of him giving his hand to the little one, to the little kid, it means a lot to me. It really means a lot. And I wanted to send that message that why can we hug people, why can we shake hands with people, no matter if they're kids, if they're adults, but why can we forgive, why can we love people instead of killing people? Because what happened in Syria, or what happened in Syria, what happened in Libya, what recently happened in Libya with the immigrants, with refugees, I was really very shocked. Because innocent people were dying. Innocent people were and it was mostly children dying, and those people are innocent. And I was really very, very shocked. Until today, I'm still disappointed because I think we shouldn't kill people. I think we should love and not kill people, because we don't have the right to take other people's lives. We really don't. I think we need to love people. We need to love each other. So the idea of putting the soldier there, shaking hand with a kid, it was more to love people. It was more to love kids. We shouldn't kill them. We shouldn't kill them. We should love them. We should appreciate them.
Au final ça nous cause trop de peine en Syrie, voire en Libye. Des crimes par des bombes atomiques. Seigneur, sors-nous de cet enfer. Le cœur de l'homme est rempli de rancœur à travers nos actes, nos pactes. Jésus fait encore un miracle. Et pourtant y a tant d'amour, y a de malsains qui la contournent. Chaque jour des crimes, victimes de viol. Où se trouve réellement l'amour? Serrons-nous la main, nos amis, pour que règne la paix dans nos patries. Unissons nos voix pour plus de joie. Chassons le mal pour être heureux chez soi.
Vamos cultivar amor no coração, como povo, uma nação. Harmonia, alegria, paz entre irmãos.
God is love. God is love. We know that God is love. Let's love each other.
Everybody's got a story to tell, but we don't want to listen to the people who don't have. Shout out to the people who share have. Instead of fighting, hold hands. I preach about love and peace. No poor, no rich. I do this for the streets.
I think that was God's purpose for people to love each other. Yeah, because I believe, Michael, I believe, if there was real love between each other, if we really cared for each other, I think we wouldn't leave these negativity things happening today. We wouldn't like even think of shooting, holding, or pulling a trigger to kill like your brother and your sister. And I think people do that because people don't love each other, because we don't put ourselves in other people's shoes. We care about money. Money. Uh, we care about stuff, physical stuff, which we someday when we left the world, when we die, everything stays. And we kill people for no reason. We kill people for selfish reasons, just because we want to fill our pockets with money or luxury stuff. We kill people. And I really think if there was real love, there would be no hate. We wouldn't hate people, because when we hate, that's when everything bad starts to happen. And I'll give you an example. When I was writing this song, there was this guy is a person or a guy I work with at Lisa or at LIS. Is from Turkey. And he asked me this question: Pedro, do you really think the world one day will be in peace? And I told them, yes. If we love, if we invest in love, if we promote love, and if we invest in love, they are like 98% of possibilities of the world living like on its great times without war, without hate, racism, and all that. Because I really think, Mike, if we love, if I love you, I promise, I promise, there's no like a low chance of me hating you or my neighbors. And he said to me, what if we stop manufacturing weapons? Don't you think that would like finish with the war and the world will be in peace? And I told him it's not enough, because guns don't kill people. People kill people. People kill people. Guns don't kill people. And we kill people because we hate people. We don't care about others. Because even though we stop manufacturing weapons, people will still use other means to kill people if they don't love them. So I think the real medicine is love. Is love.
I love that. You said it perfectly. All right, switching gears a little. Tell me about Palm Kush Music. That is a entertainment and management company, and then you also have a clothing line. Is that correct?
Yeah. Palm Kush Music is actually my record label. It's something new. I've just started, and I'm trying to promote in Angola, and at some point I'll also have to promote along with my music, because I used to be part of a record label, but because of different opinion or different plans, different mission and vision, goals, and all that, I decided to step out because I had this different vision. I envision different things and stuff for my music, and I think at the time they were not able to see what I was seeing and looking beyond, and I decided to open my own record label, and maybe at some point start to working with some other artists, whether established or upcoming artists, because I'm really the type of person who likes to make a difference in other people's life, whether whether they're famous or they are upcoming, as long as they have talent. And this is one of my vision. This is one of my vision because I see a lot of upcoming artists in Angola with a lot of talent, but because of opportunities, these people, I mean, they end up living their dreams. They end up involving themselves in crimes and all that. So I was like, okay, I have my own music. If I open my recording label or record label, I can self-manage myself, and maybe if it grows one day, give a chance or maybe an opportunity to other people with talent. And I see a lot of people having talent here. So I designed, I created the logo for the label and some other secondary designs. And I was like, okay, I think I'm the only musician or I'm the only artist in the label now. I'm trying to pull M the Point as well. He will very soon be part of the label as well. I was like, okay, for me to promote the label, I think just with me, like the only vocalist or the only artist in the label, and I don't think it will be like sufficient for me to promote it. So I decided to create a couple logos, designs for the label, and create like a sub. What's this? Create the clothing line for the label to promote both together. Do like a cross promotion. If I promote in one hand or one side, I'm promoting the label, which is going along with my music, and on the other side, I also have the clothing thing or scene happening, and I think I thought with these two together, it will be like much easier for me to get or to expose my my contents and my label as well, get exposure. One side, people talking about the label, the music, and on the other side, people talking about the clothing, which I think I have this cool designs. This is what I think.
Yeah, no, I think they're cool. They're fresh.
Yeah.
So, how long did it take you to get that up off the ground? So, from the day that you decided I'm going to part ways with my old record label, I'm going to start something new. How long did it take before you really had some momentum, or did you set it up with the government? How did you kind of walk through those steps for some other artist or younger artist who might also want to do something similar?
I think it's always if you are a talented artist and you have goals for your music or for whatever project you have. I think when you think you can like create resources and start something that could like support your goals, your dreams, I think is really good because I was with them, but they didn't have the vision that I had. They didn't have the. I mean, they had plans, but none of the plans were like very, very, very well defined. And I think I thought it was like, okay, I'm on board with them, but time flies, time passes so quick, and they kept signing like a lot of artists, and I couldn't find myself really see things happening the way I was expecting, the way I envisioned my music career, my music scene. So I decided, and it was like actually friendly. I decided to talk to them. They listen for personal reason, and because of this, I have goals for my music. I'm leaving you guys. I'm leaving you guys, and I'll be opening my own stuff, my own recording label, and yeah, they were happy with that, and they even supported as well. They were there to like guide me with whatever paperwork I might need at that time. And yeah, I go out, and after 3 months, that's when I started writing or creating a plan on how to go about starting the recording label, what it takes, because I needed resources and all that, as I needed to get paperwork legally with the government, and also protect my contents. And this is what I did, because I registered my record label or Pumpkish Music locally, and because I had the logo before I registered. I also had to go and register the logo and the designs locally, and also did that internationally with a UK based company.
What's that company, out of curiosity?
Protect my work. I did the primary logo I did with U.S. Copyright Office. U.S. Copyright Office. I registered the initial or the primary logo with them, and the other designs that came after, I protected them or registered them with Protect My Work, which is a company based in the UK, because I wanted to make sure that I'm getting into the scene, but with everything legalized, everything legal, paperwork wise, I'm okay. I can, like, anytime if necessary, like needed to hire a lawyer, I would have done that, because I'm legally like stable. I'm legally registered with the government, with other authorities. Yeah, that was the move that I did.
And how long did that take you to get all those logos registered and all the copyrights up and running?
It took me about 1 month, and I'm talking about registration first locally, and then I approve the logos, because I created the logo, and the logo and the designs, and I send them to South Africa, to Times Square. Times Square. It's actually a company. It's owned by graphic designer Mark, because Mark is very is well known graphic designer in South Africa. He's based in Cape Town. So I created the designs, but I thought they needed improvement. They needed to be improved, because when I looked at them, I could see that there was something missing. Something was missing. I'm not a graphic designer, and I wanted to make sure I have something great that people would have really loved, from like the first time they see it, they would love it. So that's when I met Mark through a friend who was based in Cape Town. I met Mark, and I sent him my designs. I told him, "Hey, Mark, I have created these, but I want you to improve them, because I'm not a graphic designer, and every day I look at the designs, I see that they are couple items missing, and I believe you, as graphic designer, I'm 100% sure you could fix them." So I sent to them, and or to him, or to his company, and they really did a great job, and they sent the designs back, and I was really very impressed. And that's the design I have online. Yeah.
That's great. Well, it takes a humble person to create some art and then have a critical eye and recognize that somebody else might be able to do it a little better.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. I think a lot of people will find some valuable steps that you took to protect yourself legally and to get your record label set up on a solid foundation.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, few more questions and then we'll wrap up. But what advice would you give to a young musician starting out today?
I would say, first, they have to believe in themselves. They have to believe in themselves. They have to believe in their talents, because it's possible. If it's something they really love, they do with that great passion, that great love, they will really make it. And I know sometimes it's not easy, especially when we don't have the resources. We have to go and chase after record labels, and not every record label are like open to everybody, because the world is full of talented people. And this is something, one of the things that really dismotivate or disencourage people. I think we really need to keep pushing. We need to believe in ourselves. We need to have that confidence, because I was once there where I didn't have that confidence. I thought I wouldn't be able to take it to this far, whereby I bring people together, we write music together, and me individually also write my own contents, my own songs, and put them out there, and receive this great feedback from people. It really took for me like it took like a time and a spirit of a believer. I had to believe in myself. I had to like trust in what I was doing. I had to do things with passion and keep pushing without giving up. Because when we are talented, it's possible for us to explore our talent, for us to share our talent, and that's when we see people interested in our contents, people loving our contents, people like later opening their hands to help you promote the music and maybe sign, because I know there are a lot of upcoming and established artists who were like found on social media, on YouTube, for example, and I think for someone who's starting, and I think it's really good to be humble, to believe in themselves, and to keep pushing and to keep practice, so we don't lose the practice, and so we also get consistent to what we do. I think it really takes a humble person, a believer, and a dreamer to make all this happen, because people who have made it today before, they were also dreamers, they were believers, and that's why they are successful today. I think we really need to believe in ourselves. Yeah, we really need to believe in ourselves, because it's possible when we believe. It's possible when we believe, when we conceive, when we work hard, because it also takes hard working. And when we have all that, yeah, it's possible. Yeah, we can really make our dreams come true. Yeah.
Well, that's a great message for anybody starting out. So you mentioned a little earlier that a big part of your success in forming a music label or record label was clear goals and to align your efforts with your end vision. Do you have any like tips or tricks about the right way to set a goal rather than kind of not clear goals that were existing at your older record label?
Yeah, it was first of all, it was about setting plans, because I really needed to see myself, or to know where I wanted to see myself in 2 years, or maybe in 3 years time. And this takes a lot of work. You need to make plans, and apart from just making plans, you need to define your plans. You need to set goals, and they need to be realistic. They really need to be realistic, because unfortunately we make plans, and sometimes things doesn't happen the way we expect, because there are times whereby we need to rely on external people. An example be, for example, radio stations. We could have, let's say, maybe a great content, and we think is great. People are loving, but it takes more than that. For example, for you to spread that message, for you to promote and spread that music, you need to go through a radio station personality sometimes, and sometimes, like here, I'll give you an example of Angola. It's not that much easy here, and I see a lot of people complaining because you need to spend a lot of money for you to promote your music. You need to pay the radio station personality, and sometimes the TV as well, and it's not cheap what they ask you. It's not cheap, and they also, for example, they keep failing with you despite you pay. Some radio stations are not reliable, and we have here in the country two major recording label. One of them belongs or is supported by the government. And the other one, or the second one, is owned by the sons of a millionaire here, who is also part of the government. So since they have money, they have like all the resources it takes for them to have their music playing 24 hours in maybe in a month or maybe in a year, because the money comes from the government. And I think it will very soon end because of the new president, who is changing things. But before the new president came to power, it was like this. The government was supporting these two major recording label, because they were supporting musically the government as well. Whenever they had shows, whenever they had campaign going on, they used or the musicians or artists who were signed to this record label to perform on their show. But these people were not. I never, for example, consider them as real artists, because when you sign to those two recording labels, you are being told what to do, the type of music you should sing. You don't have a say. You don't really have freedom. You don't have freedom. Yeah. And if for example, I do hip hop, I do reggae music lately, and it's not something you going in there and you'll be able to like fully express yourself, write your own music, because they want you to sing. I'll give you an example of and these are like the two main music genre here in Angola: kizomba and semba.
Can you spell those for me?
Kizomba, I can spell that for you. Kizomba is KIZOMBA. Kizomba.
Thanks.
Yeah.
What about that other one?
And the second one is semba is SEMBA. SEMBA.
Thank you.
Yeah, and these are the main genres here. And if you sign to those recording label, this is what they want you to sing because this is the type of music that our senior governors like to hear when they go to parties and stuff like that. So
So it's government music. Is
yes,
that right?
yeah. So for me, I think I wanted to be free. I wanted to express myself freely. I wanted to be independent because when you are independent, you do your music for love, the genre that you chose for yourself. I think that's when you see things happening, you see results because you do them for love. You're not doing because people are forcing you to do. People are telling you what and not what to do and what not to do, and I think it's not really cool. It's not really cool. So going independent, you have talent. I know it's not easy sometimes when you don't have the necessary resources to support your projects, but I think sometimes it's really worth it. Yeah, it's really worth it because you have freedom. You have freedom. You can write your own songs. You can record your songs. You can promote your songs. And the good thing is that I think the industry lately is changing, and this is worldwide. We have a lot of independent artists worldwide who are like being successful for their contents, and they never go signed to a recording label. They were like discovered. They were found on the social media: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram.
So when you're recording or making music on the weekends, when you've got the whole self, at least for your art, when are you most productive? How does that work?
No, I like to be in the studio. I like to be in the studio and even writing my songs if I'm at home at night. I produce like more and better at night or during nighttime than daytime because as I said, working Monday to Friday, I get home lately on Friday at 5, 6 because from my work to my house or vice versa, it takes me about 30 to 45 minutes driving. So I sometimes get home like tired. So I have Saturday, which is like the best day, which or that I like to go to the studio. So I get home on Friday. I do what I have to do here at home, and I sleep. I go to bed early sometimes and wake up a little bit early as well, just to recover the energy that I spend during the course of the week. And I go to the studio like around 4, 5 p.m. and sometimes latest at 6 p.m. And yeah, I meet my people there, and that's when things start to happen. That's where when I'm like inspired, I want to do things, I want to write because yeah, it's the weather is also cool. Yeah, it's much better for me during nighttime or late in the day.
Great. That makes sense. And I like how you mentioned, kind of recharging after the week, and
Yes.
you got to sleep on Friday and then come in fresh on Saturday.
On Saturday, yeah. And
That's great.
and sometimes I go to the studio also on Sunday, but the only problem is you get to be limited, or you have limited time in the studio because you need to drive back home to prepare yourself for work on Monday, the following. Yeah.
So, Pedro, for our listeners out there who don't already know you, where can they find your work online?
Well, I have an official YouTube channel, and if people go to YouTube and search for Snug Boy, people will be able to find me. And I'm also on Facebook with the same name, Snug Boy, Instagram, Snug Boy as well. And I'm currently working on a website, but in the meantime, if people go to YouTube, people go to Facebook, Instagram, and search for Snug Boy. Or maybe the easy way would be if they go to Google and write Snug Boy, I'm 100% sure they'll be able to connect to my
Boy, B-O-Y,
yeah,
music.
S-N-U-G, and Snug Boy, yeah, boy, yeah.
Yep. And so beyond that, is there anything else that you'd like to share? Parting words for our listener?
Well, I want to say I am an upcoming artist. I think I have a great content, and some of them are already out there. And I'm also working on my EP, which is coming out, will be released I think middle of this year, and they're also cool and fresh songs from hip hop to reggae music, and I appreciate people who are already supporting my songs on social media, and keep supporting, and we really appreciate for the work that you people do by sharing our content, and the likes and the shares people do on YouTube, and keep supporting, because we really appreciate, we really need you to help us promote our music for great and better exposure, and for the upcoming artists, don't give up. I know it's not like it's not easy, but it's possible. It's possible when we believe. When we believe, it's really possible. So I want to give a big shout out to you, Michael. Big shout out to you, Michael, for your time, for your time, for your questions that were really very great. Yeah, it was like a great experience for me. It was a great experience for me to talk to you, and I'm sure the world is small. You never know. We might cross. We might get to know each other personally. You never know that, Mike. And keep supporting the artists. Keep supporting the artists, because we're here for you. Yeah.
Well, Pedro, thank you so much. I really do appreciate your time, and your music is amazing. Its message is powerful, and it's meant for the world. Matters to me, and I think it makes a difference in the world. So I really appreciate, commend, and thank you for putting forth such positive music.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you, Mike. Yeah, thank you,
Love
Mike.
matters.
Love
It does.
matters.
Invest in love.
Love matters.
Yeah.
Everybody, let's get together and be united. Oh, na na na. Everybody, let's get together and be united.
Yo, I had a dream to change the world, call it happy home. Where equality speaks louder, regardless to your color. Where nobody's less and nobody's more. Nobody's rich and nobody's poor. Where we can live all together, love one another. And no matter where you're from, cause you're still my brother. So what you waiting for, my brother? Come on, let's unite.
You've been listening to the Freio Music Podcast with Michael Morahan. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single episode. And don't forget to share this podcast everywhere. Thanks for listening, and until next time, stay tuned.
Freio Music, Freio Music, Freio Music, Freio Music. You are listening to Freio Music.
Stay tuned.